Ever have one of those Identity V matches where everything just falls apart? You're not alone. Well, today we're going to break down the secret sauce, the core strategies that flip the script from just surviving to actually winning. And believe it or not, it all comes down to one single idea.
See, here's the thing you have to understand. Identity V, it's not really about escaping. Nope, it's a resource battle. And the only resource that matters, it's time. Every single action you take, kiting, rescuing, decoding, you name it, it's all about one thing. It's about generating more time than the hunter can take away.
So, here's the plan. We're going to cover the game of time, how to survive that crucial first chase, the art of the rescue, mastering the Cipher rush, and winning the end game. And stick around, because at the end, we'll talk about the single most important tool you need. All right, let's do this.
All right, first up, the game of time. At its core, every match is a simple tug-of-war. Think about it. Your goal as a survivor? Make the match longer. The hunter's goal? Make it shorter. That's it. That's the whole game right there.
And this simple idea, it's the filter for everything you do. Before you do anything, you got to ask yourself, is what I'm about to do going to create time for my team? If the answer is yes, you're golden. If it's no, well, you might actually be playing for the other team without even realizing it.
Okay, let's talk about the first chase. Honestly, this is everything. It sets the tempo for the entire match. If you can pull off a long first kite, you're basically laying the foundation for a win. But if you go down quick, oh boy, that's how the hunter starts a snowball that's almost impossible to stop.
So how do you win these early fights? Here's the secret. You have to react, not predict. In almost any chase, the person who acts second is the one who wins the exchange. Your job is to bait the hunter. Let them use their skill first, and then you pop your item to counter it. If you panic and use your item too early, a smart hunter will just wait you out and then use their skill. You've just wasted a resource and lost a ton of time.
So here are your priorities during that first chase. Number 1, delay that first hit for as long as humanly possible. Use pallets, use windows, that's your first line of defense. Save your items for when you really need them, to counter the hunter's skills. And maybe the most important rule of all, kite away from your teammate Ciphers. Seriously, don't bring the heat to them.
All right, let's jump into the mid-game. This is where most matches are won or lost, the rescue. And I want you to stop thinking of it as just saving a teammate. Think of it as making a huge deposit into your team's time bank.
And what makes that deposit so big? It's all about one perk, Tide Turner. That perk gives the rescued person 20 seconds of invincibility. 20 seconds! That's a guaranteed 20 seconds where the other two survivors can just sit on their ciphers completely uninterrupted. That's huge.
Look, a rescue with Tide Turner is almost always the right move. It's not a risk, it's an investment. It's probably the single biggest opportunity you have to create a chunk of time outside of a god-tier kite. You're trading a few seconds of your time to get a guaranteed 20 seconds for the whole team. That's a trade you make every single time.
But a perfect rescue takes 2 people. The rescuer, yeah, they need to get there safely. But honestly, the person getting rescued has the most important job. Listen up. If you're the one coming off the chair with Tide Turner, your job is not to kite. Your job is to run. Run to a corner of a map as far away from everyone else as possible and drag that hunter with you. You become the distraction.
And that right there leads us perfectly into what might be the most powerful, but also the most misunderstood strategy in the game. Mastering the Cipher rush. What happens right after that rescue is what turns a tie into a 4-man escape.
So let me ask you a question. What's the #1 mistake survivors make after a successful rescue? You pull it off, Tide Turner's active, what's the one thing that can ruin the whole play?
It's this. I call it the 6th Cipher problem. The rescued person, instead of running away, kites right back towards the team. The hunter follows, and now the rescuer, who should be on the most important cipher on the map, gets pushed off. Now they have to run and find a totally new cipher at 0%. You've basically forced your team to do a 6th cipher. It's an absolute game killer.
But here's the right way to do it. The rescued person runs to a far corner, pulling the hunter away. That gives the rescuer all the space they need to hop right back on that nearly finished 5th cipher. All that progress is saved. Now the team is working efficiently, and you're on the fast track to pop all 5 ciphers for a huge power play. Okay, let's fast forward. You've done everything right. You're in the end game. That last cipher is at 99%, ready to pop, but you're injured. So, do you heal or do you just finish the cipher? This is one of those decisions that can absolutely win or lose you the game.
Let's make this simple. 4 survivors left, pop the cipher. Just finish the game. You can afford to trade one person getting down for a 3-man escape. That's a win. But if there are only 3 survivors left, you have to heal. You have to reset. You cannot risk going into the endgame injured with only 3 people. If one of you goes down, it's pretty much a guaranteed draw for the hunter, or worse.
So we've gone over kiting, rescuing, cipher rush, the end game. But you know what? All of this strategy, literally all of it, falls apart if your team is missing one crucial tool. And no, it's not about picking the perfect character. It's not about being a pro kiter. The real secret to making all this work is in your team's loadout. Here it is. Your team needs to have at least 2 people carrying the Tide Turner perk. End of story. 1 is not enough. Why? Because if your one Tide Turner user gets found and chased first, this entire time creation strategy goes right out the window. 2 is the bare minimum. Honestly, a lot of top teams are even running 3 now, just to be sure.
And that's it. That's the mindset of a winning survivor. It's a constant, deliberate game of generating seconds. So I'll leave you with this. The next time you're in a match, don't just think about escaping. Ask yourself, how will I create time?